all man a place over there. Our fellow Ambazonians them, our papa and our mommy them, our brothers them, our sisters them, our Ambazonian picking them, our brave and courageous liberation fighters. All man a place there. Happy New Year for everybody. We pray say make this year, make all man, may God bless, for keep all man safe, for protect everybody. Make the Creator, He give the Ambazonian people them the dignity and for help with for free, for finish this work for the liberation and the freedom of our land. We also ask, say, make Papa God bless all our people them. Now farming season this, it can't start. Any person when a farmer, make a big farm so that they get plenty money. Any person will get a business, make God give you more sense for make that business better and make that business start for make plenty money. May God help all Ambazonian school picking them for our community schools and the one where they go religious and private schools. All were prisoners of war. All were refugees them. All were people the way they don't be displaced because they don't burn their communities, burn their homes, and make them become homeless. May God give them refuge and a safe return for a free homeland. Happy New Year for everybody. As we hear from the leader of our liberation a few days ago, with the instructions we give, when I hear the address from the Vice President of Ambazonia Governing Council, and also we never talk for some time now, because for our family, God don't bless you with an additional picking. So we'll be there for hospital and also for make sure say picking and mommy they fine. So that's why for these last few times when I never see we will do all the work. So Ambazonia get an additional Amba. The Ambazonian people them, they don't finish the country where they call and say Cameroun. First, make a remind all we who will be as a people. The Germans they come, they come out. Ambazonia remain. The British they come. They come, they go. Ambazonia remain. So tell me, if Ambazonia fit overcome the Germans, overcome British colonization, now we'll be la Republic. We'll be la Republic. If we fit overcome the Germans, we overcome the British, we'll be la Republic. We'll be la Republic. If the Americans, the most powerful nation with this world don't ever see them, if after 20 years for Afghanistan, and after spending about $5 trillion, would forces them for other 54 countries combined, after 20 years, they pack out of Afghanistan. What about a people then When Ambazonia rescue them, we rescue Cameroonese when their own government, during their period of independence, it be slaughter them. We rescue them. We give them chop, we give them clothes, we hide them, we protect them. We protected their asses. We save them. Now who will be this? So now who one can play with Ambazonia? They did job with the wrong people at the wrong time. We will be God-chosen people. Will be special. Will be special. Will be powerful. Will get sense past all other people. Will get more courage past all other people. Will be more superior past all other people. Will be special. Will be God a chosen people. That's why no circumstances, no condition, no war, no genocide, no occupation, no exploitation, no ethnic cleansing, if he wipe out and take over Ambazonia, would he multiply like air? Would be God a chosen people. Cameroon don't make the biggest mistake. Paul Biya, Diongute, and their Tanganji and the Cameroon military, their experiment, their adventure for declare war on their Ambazonian people, it don't lead to the final collapse of the state of Cameroon. According to World Bank, according to the IMF don't declare Cameroon as a failed state. The World Bank don't declare Cameroon as a failed state. Why? Because they think say the Ambazonian people na family case. Because they be think say they say the Ambazonian people, because they think say 56 years, 54 years of 55 years of occupation. 65 years of occupation. Now, excuse me. 65 years of occupation. It don't make Ambazonians, they don't become like Cameroonese. It could don't weaken that special thing we God put on for we. It could don't dilute what DNA. It could don't change we and make we like Cameroonese. When they bring this their small nonsense, say what they call them, say B. Those drunkards, banger smokers, and tramadol addicts. The Cameroon military now drug addicts, drunkards, and tramadol addicts. The Cameroon bees now alcoholics, drunkards, and tramadol addicts. The Cameroon military and security forces now tramadol addicts, kidnappers. Now the people in there they want to send them, they can't fight Ambazonians. So who's Cameroon Day? Cameroon Day now for the final stage of the collapse of the state and the collapse of the system. How? Say spokesman, how will you talk say Cameroon Day for the final stage of collapse? I'll give you evidence. When a country is not fit for clean its own streets because money no day, Cameroon government, it not get money for carry away the dirty for the streets of Cameroon. The streets of Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon, now the dirtiest capital for Africa. It is smell like country latrine. It is smell like that latrine for village where they put in a stick, you climb on top for shit. Yaoundé don't become like shit. So, their war Ambazonia, it don't make them, they don't take the small money where normally, that money now they're supposed to use them for provide the basic necessities of the state. For pay civil servants, for build hospitals, for build schools, for build roads, for build the small things where they call and say infrastructure, where they call and say social infrastructure for society, for keep the society functioning. When a country, where in the first place, it be one of the poorest country for the world, first of all, that country not get the money for do this, for provide these basic services for your own people then. Cameroon, since independence, it never fit for care for itself as a country. They never fit for provide to the citizens of Cameroon. So a country will not fit provide basic services to its own citizens in order make those people then they get a healthy life and they live for a healthy environment. A country will not fit build modern schools for educate the future generation of that country because the money no there. A country will not build the institutions and provide social services. You go for hospital, the place where woman they born, bed no day. You go for some of their embassies, them, na shame. So when a country, first of all, get the money for provide basic services and for maintain the national security of that country, then that country now come on. Instead, when palaver come on, for address that palaver, they decide for talk say, okay, we be people that want to get power. Would they be? We want to get power. So we don't build until they call and say B. We don't build until they call and say army. We don't build until they call and say police. So they decide for take their military and their security forces, who is supposed to protect their own country. They carry them. They go launch a war for an occupied territory, where then they try for make them say na their own. They go launch a war for that country. What did it happen? This government, it is start for divert all the money where they supposed for take them for clean, for carry dirty for street, for give their people them water, for give their people them light, for pay civil servants, for build nursery school, secondary school, high school, universities. Money where they supposed to take them for do all these things. The money where they supposed to even take them for greater road from one village to the next. They go take now that money in order for them for sure say they get an army and they get power and they go crush Amber. They go carry all that money because of stupidity, because of foolishness, because of the consumption of tramadol. At Tanganji, they take tramadol. Diongute, they take tramadol. Paul Biya, all the decision makers of Cameroon, because of the drugs where they take them, because of the tramadol where they take them, because they be drunkards and addicts, because now the sense in all day again, they don't carry the money for the state, for run the state. They carry and one go fight war because they want knock hand for chess. So they be King Kong. Now they don't crumble the state of Cameroon. The state don't crumble. Cameroon as a state, according to World Bank, it don't crumble. The IMF say Cameroon don't crumble. every international institution say Cameroon, it don't borrow money. No way, not the way they even pay the interest on the loans where Cameroon not collector. So waiting on the CM for Cameroon now the remain of a skeleton because Amba don't finish Cameroon. Amba don't finish Cameroon. We finish Cameroon because Cameroon are foolish people there, a foolish country where it be governed by cowards. They make stupid decisions, and those stupid decisions, they don't plunge the country into a total collapse. Political collapse, economic collapse, financial collapse, social collapse. That's why now they try for take needle. They want take needle for sew Cameroon, for hold the pieces them together. They now for the final collapse. Why? I'll give you statistics. When you see the occupation, the paramount fund of Nso, Shem, Mbinglo. When the paramount fund of Nso, an associate, a key associate of the occupier, a key enabler of the occupation. When you see them, they start for run when no money to follow them. When you see the enablers, the people in then probably don't use them for occupy Ambazonia. When you see them start pack out of Ambazonia and they start for run, for go now, for go stay, for be boy and house boy for poor beer for Yaoundé. You know, say the end don't come. You know, say the end, it don't come. The fund of Nso, the paramount fund Shem, Binglo, it don't relocate the palace. It carry all the things them where they give symbol and authority for the paramount fund. They don't go move all the things them where they give the fund, the authority, and the power. They don't move on all. They can't go for Yaoundé. Poor Bia don't build a new house. He also don't come, travel for the United States, go for Germany, go for England, for beg the people of Nso, for their various cultural association for diaspora, for contribute money, for Guy may relocate to Yaoundé. The fund don't relocate to Yaoundé. So right now, we not get a paramount fund anymore because they not fit stay for Ambazonia because the system don't collapse. The system not fit protect them anymore. Make we keep this one in mind. Every Cameroon occupation senator, he don't relocate to Yaoundé since 2017. 8 years later, 9 years later, they never come back. All the Cameroon colonial occupation senators, parliamentarians, they don't relocate to Yaoundé. 9 years later, none of them can stay for Ambazonia. That is the final collapse of the occupation system. When the people them, when they don't use them as a setup for the occupation, they relocate back to the centralized system for Yaoundé. The occupation don't collapse. When I see now they beat them, the police, the army, and the gendarme. Now the only thing that will remain of the occupation. The occupation by itself as a political enterprise, that one need to exist again. What it remain? Now the military occupation. Why all of these things that it happen? Now the question that they ask me, spokesman, How Ambazonia, they manage come up for finish Cameroon and bring Cameroon for this place where they did not for the final collapse of the state because we launched a strategy. What's be that strategy? All we know, when you do these things, you must do them with sense. Wait till we come for understand. Now say the civil disobedience by itself, it will die. Because the Cameroon colonial government, they go do what they don't always do them in the past. Therefore, bribe all the political leaders of the civil society them, buy the one where they fit buy them, the few one where they not fit buy them, they go for exile. So the civil disobedience protest, will get leadership. Ambazonians will go back as they do them for 1984, it failed. They do them in the 90s, they failed. They do them for 2000, it failed. Ambazonians for repeat the same failed old strategy. Now, Dr. Cho, Ebenezer Kwanga, and a few others, they realize and say, the time for make the errors of the past, that time don't pass. Now, we must introduce a strategy where not enough fit stop that strategy, you know if you bribe that strategy, you know if you destroy that strategy, you know if you corrupt that strategy. What's it that strategy? The strategy now for invoke the Ambazonian people their right for armed resistance. Once you invoke the right for armed resistance, for the Ambazonian people for protect and for defend themselves against the invaders and the butchers of Cameroon, you go create an environment where the occupier not gonna know who for fight, where to fight, not gonna know who for fight and where to fight. Because the armed resistance not gonna be a concentrated leadership. The armed resistance it go be a decentralized leadership where everybody on the ground a fighter. So once you launch armed resistance, the armed resistance now it will go to the second step. Second step, because of armed resistance, you will now get the territory will become ungovernable. The occupier will get very difficult, you will find it very difficult for manage and govern that state, that environment, that territory. So armed resistance, it create making the territory ungovernable. Because now all these parliamentarians are now they will fear for their life. All the senators, they will fear for their life. Government delegates, they will fear for their life. DOs, mayors, SDOs, everybody where they work for the occupation system, it benefit from the occupation system, it chop from the occupation system, it survive from the occupation system. Now everybody they fear for their life. They not fit travel around Ambazonia anyhow. They not fit do the business of occupation as they used to. Then you go now to the third step, stopping economic exploitation. You make the territory ungovernable. Then the thing where they keep the occupier for the occupied territory, now economic exploitation. For take the people their natural resources and then you own them and then you control them. Now the only reason that way Cameroun dey for Ambazonia. They dey for Ambazonia because Ambazonia is a wealthy territory. It get money, it get natural resources, it get natural resources, it get natural resources. Your culture be very wealthy. The abundance of your food, your culture, the knowledge of the people, all of these things, the occupier want own these things, and they mine these things financially. So now step 3, you stop economic exploitation. All the things the way that they give the occupier money, from all the plantation them, the natural resources them, now they become a target where the occupier now enough it continuously exploit them without challenge. When I see by 2018, 2019, CDC collapse and they need 400 billion for rehabilitate CDC. PAMO collapse, they need 300 billion for rehabilitate PAMO. All the key sectors, when I see what happen for Sonara, Ibon, they need 400 billion for rehabilitate Sonara. So you see now say they say, wait till they keep the occupier for Ambazonia, the benefit where they be the get them. Now then they put more money through military, through police, through gendarme, through intelligence. And then they get for the pay a lot of money for maintain an occupation system where the benefit not there inside again. They be forced for pay all the Ambazonian civil servants where they don't recruit them for sure say they say that they get legitimacy from Ambazonia. About 80% of Ambazonian teachers, they not teach for months and years and years and years. For the occupier, for sure say they say, it still get control. It be forced for continually pay all these teachers them without any productivity. All the civil servants of Ambazonia without any productivity and any contribution as service. So the occupier, they do a business. We force the occupier for go to borrow money, the investor. With that money, it only go without any profit. Then now you move to the other one. Power now don't change hands. Power don't change hands from the occupier to the occupied people. The Ambazonian forces, the liberators of our land, the commanders and the generals, they become the authority for the occupied territory. Now the whole purpose of this liberation. Now for take power from Cameroon, you transfer power back to the hands of the Ambazonian people then. Now the purpose is for this fight. And I want to tell all Ambazonians, we don't shift the power structure on the ground. Which you know, see now remain for small places, now impostors. The power on the ground, it don't be shifted since 2017. That's why when I see now, Cameroon now they rely more on propaganda than on reality. Reality, the occupation don't collapse. The reality, the state of Cameroon don't collapse. Now I'm going to make one final point because when Cameroon, now war this way they fight and from that way two sides they fight. So two sides they fight for who go take back power. Cameroon they fight for take back power from Ambazonia. The Ambazonian people them they fight for take back power of their territory where Cameroon is still power from. So for this war, Cameroon a goal now for make sure say the Ambazonian people they not institute a leadership. Ambazonia a goal now for degrade any occupation leadership where Cameroon put for Ambazonia. So that's why the Cameroon government, any Ambazonian leader where he show head, say you represent the teachers union, you represent this, you represent the lawyers, they take you out. The Cameroon government, it go send the military, the police, the intelligence, the gendarme, and everybody for go after Ambazonian leaders. When Cameroon government, it capture any Ambazonian leader, then they go talk say they don't arrest an Ambazonian leader, right? Right? Now, when Ambazonian forces, where they fight against the state of Cameroon, when Ambazonian forces capture somebody like Mundi, you know what Cameroon go call him? Cameroon go call and say, Ambazonia, they don't kidnap. But when them capture an Ambazonian leader, like Siseko, they will talk saying arrest. When they capture Mancho BBC, they will talk saying arrest. Ask yourself why. I don't want to bring this thing for you now because we need to know the psychology of narratives. We don't get information. Say the occupation mayor for a Imojok for the state of Manu. Say Ambazonian forces. They don't capture it 2 days ago. So when I go see them for Cameroon media, say Ambazonian forces, they don't go kidnap a mayor. So how for inside a war, when a two sides they fight, and these two sides, their goal now for make sure say the other side use a leadership for impose the authority. Cameroon make sure say it capture all Ambazonian leaders. Ambazonian forces, they are going for capture all Cameroon forces. But Cameroon go always can define the capturing of when Ambazonian leaders, forces, they capture Cameroon colonial officials. You go see and say Cameroon go label them as kidnapping. Because they try to make the actions of Ambazonian forces as illegal actions. So that now it will constitute an international crime. And then they make their own actions under arrest as legal actions. Make una not fall under these narratives. When Ambazonian forces, they get the right for capture any person where it dey for Ambazonia, say they represent Cameroon occupation. From Lele Lafrique to the mayors, to the parliamentarians, to the senators, to the government delegate, any person where it dey inside the Ambazonian territory during a conflict, an armed conflict, where it be in a two-sided fight, the other side must go after the other side, and the other side they go after the other side. Now, what is a mayor will represent Cameroon, a government delegate, all these people then they be accessories. Now then they run the occupation. Now then they conduct the war. Now then they give advice as to which place the military go attack them. So these people then, when they see them, now part of the war this. They be legitimate target. They be legitimate target. Like some person who can tell when I say, oh, these people they're not civilians. Yes, they need to wear Cameroon uniform, but they play the most important part. Now then they provide intelligence. Now then they provide advice. Now then they show the Cameroon military who for attack, who for attack, which house for attack, which family for attack. Now then they do those work. So they be a legitimate target. When the military go for a Imojok, the first person where they go there now for the deal. After the deal, they go see now for the they go see now this mayor them. Mayor. Now I go tell them which place Ambazonian forces they did, which village for attack them, and which village not for attack them. Now then they provide intelligence. So they be a legitimate target under international law. So make some person not lie una. For conclude, I want to tell the Ambazonian people with all confidence and certainty and authority, we did not have a final stage for the eventual collapse of the state of Cameroon. All occupation, they did surrender their occupation, all occupier, they did always surrender their occupational adventure when their own system it becomes a threat because of their foolishness. Cameroon, they're under a threat because they don't feel clean the streets anymore. They don't feel provide basic services. They don't feel provide their own people the water. They don't feel provide electricity to their own people. So the system will be unsustainable because they don't divert all the money to do these things for the war. So now the war become purposeless because their own system now it face an internal threat. Their people now they will use all these things of the collapse of the state for rise up against the dictator. The dictator get for pull back for can't do internal containment. What's the Ambazonians they need for do? Number one, within for January 2025, now the final match this for the freedom of homeland and for the independence of Ambazonia. That means number one, every person start to prepare yourself for pay your liberation tax. Number one, collective responsibility will be instituted by the forces, will be instituted by the political leadership. Every Ambazonian, 5,000 for women them, 10,000 for man picking them for 2026. Number one, prepare for pay and liberation tax. Number two, Start for prepare yourself for the takeover. Now you go become the authority. Now you don't become the authority of the land. So start for prepare yourself. Start for prepare yourself. Now you go take over the management and the governance of Ambazonia. We must all start for prepare for Ambazonian self-governance. The Ambazonia Governing Council, they work with all the generals and all the forces on the ground for start the process for institute and consolidate the transition authority. Any place where vacuum day, Ambazonian forces, they go for start for build Ambazonian institutions for consolidate the transition authority. So make everybody start for prepare, make everybody start for lay, for start for think ahead. Which will be our own contribution we want to contribute for a free Ambazonia. In the coming weeks, the Ambazonian manifesto, the document, one of the blueprint of the future of Ambazonia. They don't create a commission, and that commission will get chairpersons. Where they prepare the program for launch the Ambazonian Independence Manifesto. We lay out how Ambazonia will be politically, economically, how Ambazonia will be developed, the infrastructure, the education system of Ambazonia, the legal system of Ambazonia, the social structure of Ambazonia, how our culture, how we will revitalize our culture. All those things, they be contained. How we will make Ambazonia for become the wealthiest and the richest country for Africa. How the Ambazonian people, them, they will get the highest quality of education. How the police system for Ambazonia will be. How they set up Ambazonia from day one for be the first corruption-free country on the face of the earth. How from day one they go start all the things them for build community to city road networks. How we go industrialize Ambazonia. How the role with the diaspora go play for bring all the technical knowledge and all the Ambazonians who they did all over the world, their role where they go play in the development and the rebuilding of Ambazonia. All be contained in the Ambazonia Independence Manifesto. So they will over the next few days, when I will see panel discussions with people then way, technocrats, lawyers, political scientists, all right, civil rights advocate. When I will see all of these people, them economists, they will come for educate now, for talk with people them about what this Ambazonia Independence Manifesto to be all about for the future of Ambazonia. So make everybody start for prepare. We'll talk this for today. We'll do our best. We'll make sure we'll keep the ongoing conversation with our people then. Follow Spokesman a page for Facebook, AGovC Spokesman. Go for day. I'm going to do a lot of publication, a lot of communication for day. If you not see me for YouTube, contact me, no say they say for the Spokesman Facebook page. I'm going to do daily publication. I'm going to do daily updates. We will make time for can't tell you now what don't happen for Venezuela. How the United States, how the United States, he use their military, he use the CIA for enter inside Venezuela, for buy everybody out, and for be able for go capture the Venezuela president and then take it bring up for the United States without any resistance. We can't tell now how these things that work. All right, so that make all we understand that the same strategy that the Republic use for Ambazonia. All the senators na sellouts. All the parliamentarians na people they buy them. All the Ambazonian traditional chiefs and paramount funds and chiefs, they don't buy everybody. We'll make time. I can make this detailed presentation, and I did try to talk with some former CIA experts, intelligence experts. If they feel even can be with we, forget the discussion so that make we hear from former CIA officials themselves. Make they tell we how these things that they be done. So that may not be na me they can't talk these things. So we'll hear from people that they don't work for the CIA, they don't carry out this kind of operation them. How did they take billions and billions and billions and spend months for buy an entire system? They corrupt everybody so that when they come in, the whole system collapse. We'll bring on this discussion because when we understand the tactics the way they use them, make we not think say they say the war for Ambazonia that just a war that you only use at the military. Corruption and bribery, it be much more powerful force for the user than even the military and the security forces. All right, so we'll leave now for today. Thank everybody, and again, happy New Year for everybody. If you get any discussion, you get anything, any information, or when I get my phone number, always contact me. But when I know see my phone number, there for my YouTube channel here, and if you always get my phone number for ACN page as well, my WhatsApp number, contact, provide any intelligence, any information you get out, anything that happen for your community, also you provide them for it. Lastly, ACN, it call on all Ambazonian content creators. So the ACN, they provide a platform for Ambazonian content creators for make ACN their home for their work. So if you be an Ambazonian content creator, you there for your community, you create content, you know, say always get a home. ACN, you want to bring a lot of content creators for ACN so that they can display their work. If not news, they make them, if not short videos, they make them. If you want to talk with it, they happen for your community, you know, say ACN, like a home for Ambazonian content creator. All right, all money place there. We thank you plenty for this time we don't spend them together. If you not get anything, you not get any question, you always feel free for contact me. All money place over there.
Sleep no be that.
Jerangeba, Master, Rambo, Azunasiam, Nasungo Kutunja don't hold a cat. Unasiam, and also say, Gokutunja military, I don't suffer. Gokutunja military, I don't suffer. Unagono. Unagono. Gokutunja military, we don't go for ground. Yeah.